so that it will be easier for you to see. Okay, so whenever we will talk about the resume, there are four major things that we have to see. Okay, the first thing is the right format. Okay, your resume should actually be in a right format. Earlier, people used to think that format doesn't matter because what the content you have written or what kind of skill set you have that matters most. But nowadays, I think things have changed because now everyone is believing in one concept that is called what is seen as what is sold. So, in that case, having a right format, right structure is actually very, very important. Okay, now let me stop sharing from here and take you through some real CVs where I can tell you that how the change in the format put a lot of good impression on the recruiters. All right, so of course I'm going to toggle a lot, so you have to bear with me a little bit. Okay, now you can see one simple CV of Mr. Naresh Yadav on this screen. I think most of your CVs looks like this, where you have mentioned about your name, your address, then what is your career objective, the education, maybe you have written more about your education, strengths and personal information. But nowadays, actually, companies are not very much interested in all these information. Some of them are actually very relevant, for example, education and strength, but not the personal information. And you here you can see that most of the CVs look like this traditionally, but actually having a personal information makes no difference to the recruiter because this is not on the basis of which you are going to get hired. Instead of this, what recruiters are actually, oh, I think I stopped sharing by mistake. Let me go back and share my screen. No, actually it's sharing. Okay, so instead of actually going in that way, recruiters are looking for something like this. Okay, so this is one such example where not only the format looks very attractive and clear, but also it consists of all the information which are really, really important by the recruiters. Okay, so here in profile, instead of going for career objectives, now companies are asking for your profile. Profile is nothing but actually a brief summary of yourself. So here you can write down about your years of experience, your internship, your education, or any major achievement in brief. It's like a very quick summary, and if I'll go through it being a recruiter, I'll get to know almost everything about you which I should be knowing. Then companies are looking for experience. Maybe you are fresher and you do not have experience, but that doesn't matter, because how you present that is very important. So instead of writing work experience, I would suggest you to write something about your internship, which you are going through right now, or maybe you have done some other in other companies. Or you can also write down here about your projects which you have taken during your education. But it's not like that you will just simply write that, okay, I have completed this internship. This is not how you should present it. Once you are writing about internship, you should also write about your profile or what work you have done into that internship, what kind of learnings you had once you were in the internship. So this part is actually very important, where you are not only writing in a very simple words that what I have done, but you are also writing that how you have done it and what you have learned out of it, which you can apply in your next job. Okay, then another important thing is skill set, which companies are actually looking forward to. Now, skill sets is something which can be matched with the keywords. Okay, I'll come to the keywords again. But whatever skill set you have, maybe it is related to advanced Excel or any other programming language that you have learned, or maybe it is something very much related to the job that you are applying for. For example, if you are going for aeronautical engineer or something where you have learned some specific softwares that you use, you can mention here. Okay, and education, see here the education is there, but now it has taken a very corner step because companies want you to have good education, but education is not something on the basis of which they are going to hire straightforwardly, because people have a lot of good education, but they don't know anything. What they want is how much you know, how much you have learned. Okay, so this is one way. I can show you another example which I have. Let me just show you where I have that. Hmm. So I can share my CV as well. This is another example which is very similar to the one, but this is more clear. So here you can see that a small, the name and the marketing manager. Marketing manager is the profile for which you are applying for, or something that you are looking for. A brief summary, then job positions and what you have done in that job position. That is really, really important. And if you want, you can write references. If you don't want, you can skip this part because every job doesn't require. I can show you one of my CVs, which is also a kind of one pager, but it is a little bit more detailed. So if you are a fresher, you can go something like this initially, where you can talk about your projects and internship. But if you have some kind of experience, I would suggest you to go for this, which is even more detailed. Okay, so here you can see this is my name, and I have defined myself in just one line, which is like a people person, because I'm from the field of HR, so I call myself as people person, and I'm into training and learning. So this is what I have written. Now all these is my brief summary, or you can call it the keyword matching technique that I have used. Here is my work experience, my previous work experience. If I have done some volunteer work, because which I do as a startup mentor, so this is what I have mentioned here. Then this is my take stack, which is called as the technological skills that all I possess. So I know MS Office, I know Advanced Excel, or whatever I know, I have just mentioned there. Then this is another part which is called as core skill. Core skill is something which is not technological skills, but which is actually related to your job. For example, HR analytics, workforce planning, HR strategies, all these are my core skills. And this is my education, this is my achievement, which I have mentioned just in brief to show you, and some behavioral traits. Especially if you are applying in an international job, this is very important because they look for behavioral traits as well. But if you will look into any Indian job, they might not be asking for this. But it's always good to mention. Okay, so this is a one pager that definitely you can make. And I will also tell you that how I made it, like what format or what template I have used, from where I got that. So it will be even more easier for you to find it out. Okay, so this is just the first part, which is about the format, but there are more things to talk about. Okay, now the second thing is called keyword, which is really, really, very, very important, I must say. Why I'm saying it is very important? Because nowadays, for any specific job, for example, there is one vacancy in a company for marketing manager, let's say, and whenever the company posts that advertisement, they got like thousands of applications. Because technology is making everyone so easy to know about that job and apply for that job. So they almost got like hundreds of thousands of applications. In that case, they are not going to go through all those CVs manually, but they use a software that is called application tracking system. In short, we call it ATS. Now what they do is they upload all those thousands of resume on that application tracking system, and then they just write some keywords, and they shortlist all those CVs which has that keywords. Okay, so if your CV has those keywords, there is high probability that you will get shortlisted. But if your CV doesn't have that keyword, your CV might be amazing. You might have like best of the skills. You can do job better than anyone else, but still your CV will not be get accepted, or you it will not be get shortlisted by that software. That's why having right keyword is very important. Okay. Now let me tell you that how you can find the keyword for any job, any job. It's not very difficult, it's easy, but you should know how to do it. And for that, I think I'll be taking the help of LinkedIn. So in the chat pod, can you write the name of any job that you want to go for? or any job that you think is you want to look keywords for? Because my jobs are quite different from yours, maybe. So I'm just asking you to give me any job which you think is something I should take as an example. Come on, everyone. It's just one job that I'm asking for. Content creator. Okay, I think it's quite easy. All right. So let me go to the LinkedIn and then let me look for a job of content creator. I hope you all have an account on LinkedIn, which is very important. But if you don't have, it's okay. It's never too late to go for it. So here in the job section, which you can see on the LinkedIn, which is the third option, you can actually write a job called content creator. Okay. Now, once you write this job, it is selecting Vietnam because right now I am in Vietnam, but you can select whatever location you want. It can be India, it can be remote, it can be anywhere in the world. Okay. And once you have this, you will have a number of jobs which are actually related to the content. Oh, I think my spelling is not correct. Yeah, content creator. Okay. Once you have this job, you can see that there are number of things which will come up. For example, I'm going for this marketing content manager for a company called Winfast. Winfast is very big company here, which is into automobile. But let's see, you are applying for or thinking to apply for a job, something like this. Okay. Now you can see that in the responsibilities they have given us two major things. Okay, where there is a production and production management. I'm just looking for content production part, and then we will try to pick some keywords out of it. Okay, so as you will read, you will see that keywords are very much clear. For example, here has a vision what we want to create and ensure year-round relevant content for the defined audience. Now, the keyword that I can pick from here is audience, because the focus is on that you have to create something that is what defined audience. So, audience is the keyword. The second is set quality and cost efficacy. So, this cost efficacy and qualities are another keywords that we can have. Then we can have people in the local market, okay, who deliver innovative. Innovative can be another keyword, okay, and state of art content can be another keyword. So, although I'm picking a lot of them, but you can pick some of them and put them into your CV. Okay, so if, for example, mm, this is my CV or this is my resume. Now I know that what I need to write in my core skills or what I need to write in my text text so that my probability of getting selected is higher. So here I will write, if I'm writing about content, so definitely I'll write something which is related to customer, which is related to cost efficacy, which is related to quality. I will also write something which is related to video editor because they have this requirement as well. Now, whenever the application tracking software will look for those kind of keywords, there is high probability that my CV will get selected. Okay, we can think about more, not only from this part, but the second part or the experience as well. So now in the experience, they have said that they need somebody who is having 7+ years of overall media employment, TV production. So even if I do not have any direct experience into TV production, still I can write something. For example, I have done some certification from LinkedIn related to TV production, or I have done some internship where TV production was part of my work, or anything like that. Now you what you are trying to do is you are trying to relate your job skills with the work which they need. Okay, so you are trying to create that connection. This connection can be done when you have the right kind of keywords identified and you can fit into your CV. You don't need to fit all of them, okay? But if you can fit 4 5 or maybe 2 3 good into your CV, the chances of selecting your application, your resume is very very high. But if you do not have anything like that in your CV, even if you are very excellent in your work, you will not get selected. But every job has a different kind of requirement. Maybe the content creator for WinFast is having some other requirement. If I will look for some other kind of content creator, for example, content and creator policy specialist for TikTok, now I will see that the requirements changed. In that case, what you will have to do is you might need to have more than one CV. Okay. If I'm applying for WinFast, my CV will look a little bit different, where I will add those keywords which are there in the advertisement of WinFast. But as soon as I will apply for TikTok, my keywords will change. My CV's keyword will look different now, and then I will update my CV according to new job, and then I will send it here. So the underlying thing is that you cannot use the same CV for all the jobs if you really want yourself to get selected. Make sense? Yeah. But if there are certain things which you feel like are very similar, you can use that. But I think the probability of such thing is really very less. So pick for 4 5 jobs which you are really interested, and then take out the keywords, and then you might have 4 5 versions of your CV which you can save with the company's name as well, and then you can send the right CV to the right company to get it selected. Okay. All right, now let's come back. This is not where I am. Okay. Let's come back to my my slides and see what next we have to do. All right. So once is right format. I have shown you that what right format looks like. Second is the keyword. The third is self branding. Self branding means you have to display yourself correctly to the person. You should first understand that how you want to be look like, how you want to be found, how you want to be selected, and that's how you can actually create your self branding. Okay, so it's the key underlying thing here is that how you are and how you want them to see you. All right. Now, self branding comes in many ways. Let me just check if my screen is still shared. Can you see my slides? Is my slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Thanks.
it's
Thanks
visible.
for confirming. Yeah. So let me tell you that how self branding is been done. Okay. So now I have my another CV which I'm going to show you, which is a little bit overwhelming, but you can see here. Okay. So here on the top, this is my official CV. Okay. So whenever I have any job opportunity, I use this, which is actually pretty long, 8 pages, but I have done it a very smart approach here that I have put important things in the first 2 pages and all other supporting things in my remaining pages, which you can see. Okay, so this is like pretty long thing, but I don't want to share everything with everyone, but I want them to go through my major achievements and my job profile. So I have used the main 2 pages. And this is called cover letter, but I'll come to cover letter later on. Right now we are talking about self branding. So this is my self branding. Okay, so just like every product has a tagline and every product has some key features. For example, if you will talk about Sony, they always talk about innovation. If you talk about Apple, they will talk about experience. If you talk about McDonald's, they call it like happy meals. So just like every product has their own USPs and something very unique about themselves, you have to create your own brand like that. Okay, and you have to highlight that what is different about you or what is making you out of everyone else. And you should put it here just like a tagline of with your name. So because I have some certifications which are like global certifications, I'm PhD, I'm UGC net qualified, I'm MBA and I have this experiences along with my HR consultancy and startup, being a startup mentor. So this is my tagline. This is what I called as my brand. Okay. And this thing are not something that you can write randomly. It is something that you must possess. You must have. Okay. So if you have any special kind of degrees, certifications, some unique skills, I'll show you my LinkedIn as well, where I have added some skills as well. If you have some specific skills which nobody has or which makes you different, your brand different from everyone else, you should write it down. And that is what is called as self-branding. Even here you will see that my self-branding is here. Okay. So this self-branding actually makes you different and also it works as a keyword sometimes. So for example, on LinkedIn, if you will write down Dr. Divya Juneja SHRMCP, you will find me the first one because that SHRMCP is the keyword that makes me different because no other Divya Juneja, there might be hundreds of thousands of Divya Juneja, but there is no other Divya Juneja that is having a SHRMCP certification. But because I have, it makes me different, right? So that is another important thing that we have to take care of. And the last thing is skill set match. That means the right fit. So whatever skill your job is required, you must possess that skill. You have to work for that skill and highlight those skills in your CV. So if I'm going for content creator, I should know that what kind of skills companies have demanding, companies need. I should work on those skill set so that I can put that into my CV. If you do not have that skill set, you will not have enough things to write in your CV. So to put things in the CV, you must possess that as well. So start identifying things which are really, really required and then try to fit that into your CV so that you can be a right fit. Okay. But if I will not do anything and I will just think like that, okay, a good CV will get me a job. No, a good skill set presented in a right way in the CV will get you a job. All right. Okay. So this is all about CV thing that I want to tell you, but I can also share you two major sites from where I got all these templates. One template which you can see here, and another template which is here, and the one template that is of a very long 8-page CV. So I can tell you from where you got this. So there is one site that is called Novo Resume. Novo Resume you can search. This Novo Resume is a free resume builder, but it will give you not a lot of templates, but you can use some templates and you can keep editing that and you can dig it out as many times as you want. That means you can download it as many times as you want. So you can look for resume templates, you can look for CV templates which are even bigger, and whatever fits well for you. For example, I think I used something like this. You can register by assigning your email address and then you can use those templates for free. Okay, so that is one site. Let me go back because I am not logging into right now, but you can see a lot of templates are there and you can use these templates for free of cost, of course. Not all of them, but maybe one or two, and you can keep editing them. Another important site that I often use is called Canva, and Canva is something where you can create posters, or you can. So I was looking for some poster for myself. So you can actually create posters, CVs, resumes, PPT slides. The slide which I'm sharing you right now, which you are seeing here, this is also created on Canva. It's very easy. And the CV that I was showing you earlier is also from Canva. So you can log in into Canva for free and then you can create your own CV. The templates are there. It's just you need to fill up those information and it will create a very good CV for you in no time. Okay. So for example, if I want to use this one, which I was showing you the example, now it is asking me to update and I will paste all my information here and my CV will be ready like in half an hour. So these two are something which I am using, but there are many other. Nowadays we are using AI based applications as well. So you can look at those kind of sites and create the templates yourself. Don't go for traditional ones now, which I was showing you earlier. Now nobody is actually accepting CV like this. Even if your information are very much updated, but still the format is not good, people will not look into you as a updated one. So try to find out good CV formats and create those CVs. But much not be complicated or colorful or unsophisticated. It should be very subtle, very calm, and very simple, but should have a good presentation. This is the key. All right. So now I'm finishing up with this CV part and jumping into the another part of this session, which is related to the LinkedIn profile. Okay, and before that, if you have any questions regarding CV, I can be here for a few seconds. I can stop presenting. And if you have any question, you can ask, or if you want me to repeat anything, you can. Otherwise, I'll go to the second part of this session. Is everything clear?
Anybody has any
Okay.
question?
Shresht, I can see now that you are asking for the data analyst. I think you can do the keyword finding same as we have done for content creator. All right. So if nobody is having any question, then I am not wasting any time on this, and I'm directly going to the second part. So I'll again share some of the good and the bad, experiences about the LinkedIn, and then you can actually see that what makes difference. Okay, so this is a very good example of a LinkedIn profile. This is been made by a girl called Mary Sabri, and she is from some Arabian country. But now here you can see that she is having more than 200,000 followers. And it's not that she is into a lot of jobs, but because she has presented herself so well that a lot of people wants to get connected with her so that they can learn something out of her. So as you can see, the picture is looking very professional, but at the same time very happy going. So your picture which you are putting on the in LinkedIn makes a lot of difference. It catches the attention of a lot of people. So that is the first thing. Even the background, oops, I'm really sorry. Even the background looks very sophisticated, and she is writing about HR. That shows that she is having a very good experience in the terms of HR. Okay. So she has mentioned all her jobs, certifications, and her career aspects in this one small page where she has separated everything very nicely. So you can see that Group HR Strategic Director, MBA Strategic Management, Certified Board Member Director. All these are majorly the profiles when she is also SHRM CP, Employer Branding and Internal Communication Head, Career and Executive Coaching, and so on. So whatever she knows, whatever she has done, or whatever she is doing is being mentioned very clearly in a very simple words. Now, every time a recruiter will look for these keywords, for example, if somebody is looking for career and executive coach, her profile will be very easy to find out. If you will look, write down in the LinkedIn that, okay, some career and executive coach, her profile will appear very easily. Or if you will write SHRMCP, her profile will come up because she has mentioned everything very clearly as a keywords. Okay, so the profile picture, the information that you have mentioned, everything should be nicely done, and that's what made her so different from everyone else, and that's why she is having more than 200,000 followers. But this is another example, which is of a student, a previous student of mine, and he is actually into business analyst. But you can see that he has written his name Dipanshu Wadhwa, but there is nothing below that. He has not even mentioned that he is a student of Chandigarh University or what education he has taken, what skill set he has. And also, the profile picture is very, very unprofessional because the face is not visible and the body posture looks very stylish, which is not sophisticated. The third thing that he has done is he has written open to work. Now, he has mentioned he is open to work, but there is no way you can identify that what kind of role we should offer him based on his skill or education, because he has not mentioned anything anywhere. So this kind of thing actually shows a very weak profile, and nobody would like to add you into your network, or you will never be appear in any of the search of the recruiter. Even if recruiter is looking for a business analyst, your profile will not be get appeared because you have not mentioned where it should be. So here below your name, the HR analyst and other skill set, education, which year you are, everything should be mentioned very, very clearly. And that's how other people can know what you are doing and when you will be ready to get the job, what kind of job you need, right? So this is a very weak example. Now, there are some tips and tricks that I can give you, but before that, I will take you to the LinkedIn and tell you some more thing practically that what all you should be adding so that you can be searched easily and your profile should give a very clear information to the recruiters, so that if they are thinking about you in any ways, they all those questions which are there in their mind can be get answered very clearly by just looking at your profile. Okay, so here for the example, I'm taking you to my own profile. Okay, because I think that is the easiest thing I can do. Although I have just 3,200 connections, not like 200,000 just like Mary has, but I think my profile has everything that a person should have. So here you can see, this is, although my cover page is also not very attractive, I think I should change it. But my profile picture is quite professional and clear. So if I'm meeting anyone after they have seen my profile on LinkedIn, they will be easily recognize me. Okay, that is the trick. Now here I have mentioned all of my major things on the basis of which I want people to identify me or people to search me and they can approach me easily. Okay, so because I am working as an HR consultant, I'm working as a money startup mentor, I'm also a UGC NET MBA. HR analytics here is my skill. I'm not an HR analyst right now, and I don't want people to look at me like an HR analyst. But because this is my skill, which I really know how to do it, I have mentioned my skill here as HR analytics. There is a difference, okay? And of course, I am a lecturer at RMIT University, so I have mentioned that. So if somebody is looking for me, they can easily identify me based on the keywords that I have mentioned. Now, that is not enough. Another important thing that we all should have is about section. Okay, about section is quite like your CV itself. So if somebody is looking for any job and if my name appeared, they don't need to contact me. Even before they contact me, they will get to know everything about me. You can see my about section has all the important information. It is about my profile summary, my current profile, my previous profile, my consultancy work that I am doing right now, the teaching part which I am handling, my achievements like all the awards that I have received till now, which are quite a few, my research papers, which are not really quite a few, but whatever I have mentioned, and all other things that I want people to know about me if they want to select me. So this is a about section, and which is really very important, which generally people forget to put in. Okay. So once your profile is ready, you should always write the about section. Then you should also have this experience and education thing completed, because a lot of people will get to know by your work or by your education. So if you will mention this thing clearly, they will be able to recognize you easily and your network will expand. Okay, this is what we want through LinkedIn. having a strong network. So I have mentioned all my work, all my education, all my certifications that I have done. See here. And also, I have some recommendations. Recommendations make your profile more stronger, as well as, see here, these are the recommendation where people have written something about me who have worked with me in the past. So this is something which make your profile more authentic, more attractive, and people can trust you because other people have given you recommendations. So this is another important thing that you should have. All right. So once you have your profile ready, no, this is not where I am. You have to maintain that. Okay, but let me just come to the profile writing first. So your best profile actually depends on how you want it to get narrated or how you want to be found. So if you are writing your name, make sure that you write your branding thing, which I have shown you how, or you can and where you can mention your key skills if you are a fresher, because you might not have a lot of job experiences or a lot of things to show. Then you can write down about your key skills. You can also write down about your education and work experience, whatever you have, maybe as an intern, maybe as a project. You can also write down about what you are looking for. Okay, so for example, if I am looking for an opportunity to work as a data analyst, so you can write down inspiring data analyst, because you are not data analyst at this moment but you want to be, so you can write down. So if somebody is looking for a position of data analyst and looking for a keyword that okay, data analyst in Punjab, and if you are from Punjab, the profile will appear and they can go through your profile and maybe they find it attractive. Okay. Then you can also write your USPs and brands, which I told you earlier. So, what makes you different? For example, SHRMCP makes me different. What makes you different? What certification? What skill set? Identify. And if there are nothing, work for it and then mention that. So, you can talk about all these things as your brand when you are talking about the LinkedIn. Okay. But it is not a one time activity for sure. If you have any LinkedIn account, you have to maintain it. You have to maintain it. That's how it will work. If you will just make it and forget it, nobody is gonna connect with you, nobody is gonna search you. Your network will be very, very poor, and it is of no use actually, right? So maintain your profile. And how you can do it? First, you should learn how to network strategically. So if I am looking for a job as a content creator in Punjab in any specific field, for example, Instagram, always look for those kind of people in your network and then send your request to them so that they can connect with you. Why it is important? Because those people are really important for you. You can actually look for job opportunity, you can learn what they are doing in that industry, you can actually get to see that what new is coming, what they are talking about, and that will help you to build your career profile. So first, very important thing is, don't add a lot of random people. It's fine to have them in on our page, it's really fine. Okay, but initially, when we look for any specific thing, our network should be very strategic, because, for example, me, I have like 3,000 connections right now, and out of those 3,000, maybe 200 people are really, really important for me, and I have those strategical connections which they can use me or I can use them in any which ways. But out of remaining 3,000 are actually waste for me, because either they are not from my field, second they are not really posting which is of having any importance for me, or I'm never going to connect with them personally for any reason because they are not from my field. So in that case, having a lot of connection doesn't make sense, really. It's just a number that we are having. But to be honest, having a strong network with 200 people who are from your field, who really have done something significant in your field, with whom you can learn, you can work, or you can aspire or inspire each other, those people are really important, and your network should possess those 200 people any which ways. After that, you might have 200,000 more. But initially, 200 important people should be in your network. Second, engage with content. Keep posting smaller things, not very frequent, otherwise, they are called as spam and nobody will pay attention. But maybe once in a week, once in a month, write down about your key achievements, your results, what new you are thinking about, what new you are trying to do about. Keep posting smaller things, and that will create a kind of attention in others' mind that yes, you exist. Okay. In your post as well, use keywords which are related to your job, so that more people will get attracted towards that and they will know that you are in this field and this is what you are doing. Okay. Next, keep updating your profile. So keep updating your keywords, keep updating your branding thing, keep updating your about section, keep updating your work and education as and when you are completing that. It's really very important. Then posting your achievements and results will attract more people and give recommendation and take recommendation. You can actually seek recommendation for people. Now let me show you two important thing here. Okay, let me go back to my LinkedIn and give you a very good example. So there is one guy called Deep Khatri. Oh, he is here. He used to be my student when I was teaching in Chandigarh University, and there is one thing that I really like about him is whatever he does related to his field, you can see here that he has put everything in the featured as well. From where I can see the post. Hmm, show all post. Now he will know that I'm checking out his profile, but it's really important. Okay. Uh, some random things that he keeps posting, but there are important things as well that he posts. Okay. So I was actually looking for his page one day, and then I realized that he is really very engaging person. You can see a lot of posts that he has posted, and he always talk about same field which is related to machine learning, data analytics, or something like that. But this is not all, sometimes what he does it, he make his own dashboards like this is what I was talking about, because he is from MBA data analyst analytics, and he is very much into data analytics. So what he does, whatever work he performs or whatever project he practice, he posts them on social media, which is LinkedIn. And person like me or many other people in his field keep looking at those posts. That actually shows that one, he is too much into data analytics. Second, he posts his work itself just like the dashboard that you can see on my screen, which actually gives us a very clear idea that he knows how to make dashboards. So if I want to hire somebody in my company who knows how to make dashboards or how to analyze the data, or who is totally passionate about it, the first thing that will come into my mind is Deep Khatri. Why? Because he keeps on working, he keeps on posting, he keeps on talking about that thing. You can see how frequent his posts are, and everything is related to data analytics. And not much, you can see it's like simple things which might have written with the help of some AI tool or something, but he keeps on engaging people like this. This is a very good example of engaging yourself and everyone else, so that they know you, they get to know you, that who exactly you are. Okay. This is, and whenever anybody talks about data analytics, he's the first person who comes into my mind, because I have seen his post like for like year almost now, and he is very consistent in his approach. It's like hitting the nail by the hammer every now and then, and everybody will know that yes, he's on a right path. Okay, so this is first thing that I wanted to tell you. The second thing I wanted to tell you is about how to seek for recommendations. Okay, now if I'll tell you, look at this, just hold on. No, this is not a right approach. Okay, don't look at this, look at this. So he is Gautam Singh Bull. He used to be my student, and then he was asking me that if I can write him a recommendation, please. I was so busy. Then he was like, "Can you do it one?" He asked me again that, "Can you do it for me? Can you do it for me?" And then I asked them, "Okay, but I don't know exactly what you want me to write, or I don't know what exactly your skill sets are, because I have taught you like 5 years back, and now I have forgotten everything." So I asked him to give me a brief about it, and then I have written a recommendation for him. So in that case, now if you will visit his profile, you will see that my recommendation is there, and I'm talking about his skills which he wanted to show in my words. And whenever somebody like a recruiter will look at his profile, he will say that yes, he has those skills, because even the teachers are saying so. So this is a very strategic kind of way in which you can give recommendations and seek for recommendations. And when you are seeking for recommendations, tell other person that what exactly you want them to write down, right? So he wanted me to write down about adaptability, curiosity, and never giving up attitude, and this is exactly what I have written for him. Okay, and if you will look at here, I hope this will open soon. He got so many recommendations. Wow. It's not that something random, it's because he has seeked from everyone. And that's how he has got all those recommendations. I think this is all my recommendations. Here you can see. Gautam is one of the most sincere and dedicated student. He is adaptable, hardworking, and critical thinker, and he has displayed a high level of performance. And I believe he can repeat the same thing. That means that what he's saying, I'm also saying the same thing. That makes his profile more authentic, his commitments very much clear, and people can hire him with my references, right? So that's what is required. Now you have understood about how to have a very strong CV, and also how to maintain your LinkedIn profile. Now you can start working on them. And if you find anything difficult, or if you think that something is not really working out for you, you can try something else. Or maybe you can just, you know, seek my help once again. I can be helpful for you in any possible ways. Maybe you can ask me to review your profile once, or maybe you can send me your CVs and I can give you some kind of tips that how you can make it better. Or maybe you can seek help from Dr. Arnav, or maybe Ashwarya herself. They are very excellent in their own field and they can help you much. So, seeking advice, seeking help, seeking review is something which can make more difference in your content and your formats as well. Okay, so that's all from my side. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we will wrap this session.
Okay. Any intern? Anybody has any question? Yes, we have got one question. Is
I
profile
can
picture
say that.
mandatory for
I will say it is not mandatory, but it should be there, because that makes thing more professional. And if you are going for interview, the recruiter will be able to identify you easily. So generally, we add it. We all add it.
any other question? Any other question from anybody? Swati, minimum page of resume.
Oh, it's a very complicated question. The minimum pay should be one. Nowadays, international companies are accepting one pager as well, which I have shown you one as my own sample. So one is the minimum page. You cannot have less than that. But more can be two. And if you have even more information, then you can add some annexures or you can add some supplementary files together, but the maximum should not be more than two, which is like your main pages. So minimum is one, maximum is two, plus a lot of annexures. That can be like 10 pages.
Okay, we
Which
have
file?
got another question.
Yeah, which
Yes.
file format? So generally we go for either PNG or PDF. Both are acceptable because ultimately it depends on where you are posting. So whenever I post my CV on any of the job portals or for any specific job, they mention that in what format my CV should be. Sometimes they seek it in PDF. In general, PDF is acceptable, but sometimes they also ask me to add it like an image format so that it doesn't scatter. So you can have any of these, but ideally, I will say PDF is mostly acceptable, so you can go for PDF.
Okay,
Anything
anybody
else?
has anything? Anybody else? Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for the beautiful session. Okay, I have one question just what to add the research paper for professors
Hmm.
in the resume.
Yeah, of course. So if you have some research profile, definitely you should add it. I think I've shown you one paper which is like a very lengthy, but I have mentioned my research papers very well. I think let me show you once again. Thank you for bringing this question up so that everyone can actually get to know how it looks like. So you can see this is my two-pager receive, and here I have mentioned my research summary very clearly, that how many papers I have published where, how many papers I have presented where, and if people want to see the description of it, that because if I will write the description here, my CV will look very lengthy. So if they want to look for my description, I have mentioned that you can use the annexure 1, and they can actually go here and see all my papers. These are my articles and case studies, which the papers which I have presented, the conference which I have attended, and these are my research publications. So if you are having a strong research profile or you have any kind of research papers, try to add that. That is also a kind of project that you have handled, and that will give you good score. So yes, but there are many other ways through which you can add it. This is just one way of doing it.
Okay, okay. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So anybody, any student has any question, you can ask. You can unmute yourself and ask, or also you can just put it in the chat box also. Okay, I think nobody has any question, ma'am. Okay, so I'd like to thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure that you came to this session, and it's a very beautiful session. And I'd like to extend my the heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Dr. Vidya Juneja, and HR analyst and lecturer, RMIT University, Vietnam. So in this session, we had a very important knowledge about the CV writing and how to brand in the LinkedIn. And thank you very much, ma'am. And also, I wish that uh, another more fruitful and very informative session from you in the coming future.
Thank you, Dr. Arnav. It was my pleasure to be here, and I'm really grateful to you that you gave me this opportunity. And yes, if I can be any help to anyone in future or now, you can actually write down my contact details as well, or you can actually be my network into the LinkedIn. So thank you for joining today from my behalf. These are my contact details. You can write an email to me on divyajuneja222@gmail.com, or you can also get me into your LinkedIn network by linkedin.com/in/divyajuneja222. So can be in touch with you always, and we can learn from each other, right? So thank you everyone, and thank you all the organizer team for your initiatives and inviting me here today. Thank you. I'll see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a very beautiful session. Okay, so all the students, feedback form is sent to you in the chat box. You can see the form is visible, and I request all the interns to please fill the feedback form. Okay, ma'am. So thank you, ma'am, for being with us, and it's a pleasure, very pleasure to us that means you joined, and it's a very beautiful and informative session from you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you are not audible.
Thank you so much, Divya. Yes, yes. Am I audible? Yes, okay. Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time with us and also valuable time with our intern. Okay. Okay, good night. Thank you so much again. Bye.